Online advertising is being dragged down by the economic downturn, but a company called AdMob is doing its part to get more ads on mobile phones. AdMob is the world's largest mobile advertising platform. It serves more than 6.2 billion mobile ads per month. AdMob is benefiting from the explosion of smartphones, especially the iPhone. Omar Hamoui is the founder and CEO of AdMob. He joins us now from our San Francisco newsroom. Mr. Hamoui, welcome to Bloomberg News.
Hi, Mark. Thank you.
Tell us how mobile advertising is different than web-based advertising.
Well, I mean, the fundamental difference, obviously, is that people are interacting with these ads while they're on their mobile devices. We don't push them out via text messages or SMS, which is what I think a lot of people think. It's actually when a user is interacting with a mobile website or a mobile application, they'll find a small banner or a text link that they can click on to interact with the ad. So fundamentally, it's really about being on the mobile device and helping users find things they're interested in while they're on the go.
Well, how do click-through rates on mobile devices compare to those online?
Right now, click-through rates are significantly higher. So we're seeing anything from 5 to 10 times higher than people are experiencing online. And this is something that has been this way since the beginning and doesn't really seem to be trailing off. So it appears that users are finding these ads pretty useful.
I noted in the intro that AdMob's the world's largest mobile advertising platform. When did your business start to take off?
So the business was actually started in January of 2006. We're about 3 years old, and I would say we started to hit pretty significant scale approximately a year and a half ago.
So tell us how this global economic downturn has affected you, if at all.
I think it has affected us. I think it's affected everybody. I don't think anybody's immune. We certainly saw the first quarter, people were pretty tentative in general this year. I think a lot of businesses were being careful about their decisions. But overall, we've seen strong quarter-over-quarter growth throughout the history of the company, and that hasn't really slowed down. So all in all, by now, things are much better.
Well, how big of a market do you think mobile advertising can be? Where do you expect to see the strongest growth?
Mobile advertising, I would say, is probably a $1.5 billion industry this year, and people are expecting it to more than double year over year for the next few years. So I think that it's going to be a pretty sizable industry within the next 3 to 5 years. And by sizable, I mean north of 10 billion.
Well, do you have a demographic that you aim for, or is this, you would think we're talking high tech, we're talking folks who use the phone, you know, they go online, they text their friends, they're looking up various websites on their phones now. Do you have a demographic that's younger, it's skewed towards younger people?
Actually, surprisingly, I mean, we thought that would be the case, but surprisingly, it's a pretty broad demographic. I mean, at this point in the U.S., approximately 25% of people who browse the web online also do so on their phone. And given the penetration of the iPhone and BlackBerry and Android devices, I think that it's going to be. It currently is pretty broad, and it's probably only going to broaden over time. So we don't really just focus on youth or anything like that.
And admittedly, that did take you by surprise.
Yes. So we were definitely expecting that it was going to skew younger, and that hasn't been the case.
Well, earlier this week, Apple announced a faster, newer model of its iPhone at its Worldwide Developers Conference. It features new video and push notification. What do these new features mean for advertisers like yourself?
Well, I mean, in general, it certainly means that there's going to be richer capabilities for advertisers to take advantage of. But fundamentally, it's really about users. And I think that for us, one of the most exciting things was that they pushed the price point of the iPhone 3G down to $99, which means that mass adoption of this on consumers is going to accelerate. So I think price points are pivotal, and the fact that they dropped, that's important. The features are great, obviously, as well. But I just don't think we should overlook the drop on the price point.
And mass adoption for consumers means mass adoption for you, a wider audience.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, what about developers who make money off the iPhone?
So it's certainly important for them, obviously, to have a broader audience to reach from. And one thing that they got out of this last announcement was the introduction of virtual goods and subscriptions, meaning they can, within their applications, actually sell additional products and services to their users. So they're pretty pleased with how Apple's proceeding and the features that they're adding.
Mr. Hamoui, we have about 30 seconds left. You hearing any criticism from consumers at all? Are they unhappy about having advertising on their cell phone?
I think that people in general aren't huge advocates of advertising across the board, but certainly anything we've seen has been super light because we're not invasive. We don't push the messages out, so consumers are excited about being able to get free products and services, and they expect advertising just like they have on the web.
Omar Hamoui, founder and CEO of AdMob, joining us from San Francisco. Mr. Hamoui, thanks.